All right, good morning, you guys, or good afternoon, good evening, good night, depending on when you're watching this. Today we're going to be putting on some paint protection film on the Corolla. Some of the things you're going to need is isopropyl alcohol, distilled water, Johnson baby shampoo, or just whatever baby shampoo, and two separate clean spray bottles, and of course a PPF. So this PPF is actually pre-cut for this specific model. I did buy it on eBay. Tried to ask for some quotes around for some shops to do it, and they were charging over $1,700 just for the front. So basically what this kit covers. I can't afford that, so I decided to look around. I got this kit on eBay. It is Scotch Guard 3M PPF, and it was about $350 with the supplies. I can say like $370 total. So that's a whole lot better than $1,700 if you want to save a few dollars. It's not going to be perfect. I already know this is my first time doing it, so I'm going to learn together. And another thing you may need is a heat gun, which I'm going to go grab right now. Okay, so rolling it out the first time, it's hard to see, but you can see I'm going to start with the hood. First thing we're going to do is we're going to make a tacky solution with isopropyl alcohol and some distilled water. Then we're going to make a slip solution with the baby shampoo and distilled water. So the ratio is going to depend. Okay, so for the slip solution, it should be 95% water, 5% baby shampoo. For the tacky solution, I'm actually going to mark this. It should be 9 to 1, so 90% water, 1% alcohol. So let me make those and then we'll start. Okay, actually I'm gonna make this solution with you guys. So if this holds 32 ounces of water, 32 times 0.90 is about 28-ish ounces. Okay, so that should be of water. So if this is 24, 23, I'm gonna fill it to about this line right here. And then the 10% left is going to be of alcohol. So I'm gonna fill it up to alcohol to here. Distilled water and just 70%, oh, and a squeegee you'll need. 70% alcohol is fine. All right, so tack solution is done. So if this is 32 ounces, 32 times 0.95 is 30.4. I just checked with the calculator. So I'm gonna fill this all the way up to about here and maybe just do like 2 drops of baby shampoo to fill it up. And then I'm not gonna shake it hard. I'm just going to move it around like this to mix it. All right, so we got our slip, tack. So what the slip does is basically you're gonna be spraying a bunch of this onto the hood and onto the actual PPF. What that's gonna do is it's gonna allow you to move it around. Then you can start squeegeing it. Once you start wanting to have it bond, you're gonna spray your tack solution, which is actually gonna spray some of that alcohol under, and it's gonna eventually evaporate quickly. Alcohol evaporates really quick. That's why it's able to bond pretty fast. Sounds like I know what I'm doing, but I don't. So again, take this with a grain of salt. This is what I've learned from the research I've done. Right now, I'm going to clean the area. I'm going to work one area at a time. I'm not going to clean all of it at once, just to keep things as clean and dirt-free as possible. I'm going to just use some regular alcohol and a microfiber towel to take off any wax and debris that may be on the surface so that it bonds nicely. Just going to clean up until the film actually goes to. I'm gonna just do the back to the back of the lights because I don't think it's that large. Don't forget to clean the bottom to the edge underneath, just in case it does overlap and you need to bond it under the actual hood. I don't think this one goes. See, that's the dirt. I don't think this one goes all the way to the hood, or to under the hood, I should say. But that's what I'm gonna do just in case. Okay, so the surface is really prepped. It's good to go. Just gonna let it start drying off. And then we're gonna start with the slip solution on both sides. You're gonna wanna make sure your fingers are also wet. If your fingers go under and adhere to the bond, you can mess up the PPF, as well as the fingerprints will actually show. So make sure you're always wetting your hands when you're dealing with the slip solution. All right, so that's nice and dry to the touch. It doesn't feel super smooth because it's nice and degreased. All right, so let's get it going. All right, so this is really hard. It's really sticky. So you want to just make sure you're keeping it really wet. Then you're gonna start from the center, kind of work your way out. So this is how much it covers. If you can't slide it, you're gonna have to spray more slip under so that it slides around better. All right, so we have one side down for the most part. It looks pretty good. We have some fingers here, but I think with some heat, those should go away. You're gonna have to make a lot of that slip solution because it's kind of hard to work with. If you work, on a warmer day, like right now, it's nice. But I feel like if it's colder, it's gonna be a lot harder. So the more solution you put, the more leverage you have. But it's actually really forgiving. I mean, I've pulled it up, sprayed, put it down, pulled it up, sprayed. It's pretty good. So it seems like decent quality, honestly. And yeah, so I'm gonna get to this one and show you how it looks after I finish. All right, kind of have to work fast. Don't want this soap to dry. Okay, so the top is pretty much on. I did run into a little problem. So if you see the fitment here, it goes down and it's actually starting to overlap the hood. So the curve wasn't like perfect when it was pre-cut, or it needs to be stretched a little bit more, but I mean, it's not too bad. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit this with a little bit of heat. Hopefully it shrinks back. If not, I'll just fold it over and seal it that way. But let me wipe this down and kind of show you how it's looking. All right, so from afar, looks fine, looks great. I mean, of course you can see the seam where this ends, but if you look closely, you got a lot of bubbles, a lot of imperfections. Here it kind of got messed up. Don't put too much heat on this. I had to curl it over, but when I curled it, it kind of overlapped itself. So not a huge deal, to be honest. Remember, in the end, this is to protect the paint. It'll be peeled off in a matter of a few years, but it'll do the job. So I'm not too mad. All right, update. I just did this part. This part came out a little bit better than the hood. So one thing, I think it's pretty obvious, but don't put the heat on the actual PPF for too long. It's gonna burn it. And what I'm having an issue with is because of the curvature, even though I'm heating it up, when I'm actually sealing it and I'm pushing this way, eventually it's gonna overlap itself. So that's a mistake I'm making. I did notice that, if you do like that, you fold it a little bit at a time with long straighter edge instead of just gliding this way, it should seal a lot better. But there's a cutout here. It overlapped a little bit, but I was able to use my finger to kind of seal it in here. All right, so next is this black part. I knew it was too good to be true when I was putting on it. This piece went on really nicely at first, but then I found this air bubble. I don't know if this is still alcohol or soap. I don't know if I burned it, but it does not look that great. So hopefully with time, everything will evaporate out. But yeah, this one's not not that good. I would really refrain from trying this yourself with a black car, because I think that's where you can really see things. a lot better. Just putting that out there. So this car only has about 400 miles on it total. We got our first rock chip, actually a few. This is why I'm putting this protective film. But I'm gonna tackle this huge piece right here. There's a lot of angles, but it does come in one huge piece. It's actually right here, so I'm gonna tackle this, get it done and over with. Just clean this up. I think it's prepped, degreased, ready to go for the PPF. Okay, for the love of all that is good, do this part with somebody else. Someone needs to hold one part, another person needs to hold the other part, so it goes on. It ended up folding on itself on this side, and I just spent like 30 minutes trying to undo it. Yeah, this is not easy to do by yourself, that's for sure. I am by myself, but that's okay. Gonna figure it out. If you don't have somebody to help you, at least put it on strategically. Maybe get some magnets, put it on this side to hold it in place while you stretch it and put it on this side. But that's another tip, learn from my mistakes. I'm gonna kind of try to anchor it in the center, and then I'm gonna start one side, work my way in, and then the other side work my way in. I'm gonna try it like that. So yeah, make yourself more solution if you need it. Okay, this definitely took the longest. So with pre-cut film, there's gonna be areas that don't align perfectly. There's gonna be some times where you have to make relief cuts, like I'm gonna have to make here, and that's okay. Again, this is for the most part clear, so yeah, there's a lot of touching up to do, but I was able to get it on. So what I did was, I started on this side. I use the corners as a guide, and then I worked my way into this area, which is the most complicated for sure, just because of the curvature. I anchored it in the center, and then I worked both ways inwards to get here. That's why there's more relief cuts that are needed on this side. For this side, kind of the same thing. I kind of worked inwards, then I try to line it up. There's a lot of excess on this side, so I'm gonna get a very sharp brand new blade, and then kind of cut parts of the actual film in order to just get it down sitting nicely, as nice as I can make it. Okay, this is shout out to all the people who do this for a living. This takes a lot of patience, and this is really hard. I think it's just the shape of the Corolla, actually. So this looks good. This looks great. Very happy with this right here. This, on the other hand, is a hot mess, and I think I'm just gonna leave it like that, honestly. I'm debating if I should just cut this off, because most of the issues is right here. But yeah, so that's something to think about. I can see why this may cost so much. It takes a lot of skill to do this job. It takes a lot of patience, craftsmanship, and the right tools for sure, and just the knowledge. I think I'm learning a lot. I'm learning things that I wouldn't have known if I didn't do it myself. But, you know, whoo, that's gonna be hard to live with, honestly. I like things done right, and this does not do right. I mean, from afar, I think we're solid. We're solid. From afar, if you squint really hard, looks great. Once you start going in, once you start walking up, woo, that's when you really see it. But again, you know, I'm gonna keep at it. Almost done with that side. Gonna work on this side, do a few relief cuts. Also, that relief cut I did, okay, I thought a triangle would be a good idea. However, it was not a good idea. You gotta cut it in a way that it'll overlap itself almost. And then with the heat, you know, it'll shrink the material, but it'll shrink it like inwards. It won't shrink it like, I don't know how to explain it. But you can see when you add heat, it really does do something to the actual PPF. And to not do these like fingers or like this overlapping, I'm still trying to figure out. Okay, hour 6 into the installation. That's how it's going. It is pretty atrocious, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, this is probably best to leave to the professionals if your front bumper is exceedingly complicated. A lot of curves, a lot of edges. Kind of a nightmare, to be honest. Okay, this is a very thorough kit. It literally covers almost everything. Even covers the bronze trim on the Apex, at least. They do sell it for the SE models, so that'll work for the SE and XSE models. Just as it is, you don't have to like special order it. This one is special ordered for the Apex because it has some few differences. From far away, looks fantastic. But when you get closer, that's where, look at the mirrors on. Look how bad this is. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay, so the hood isn't too bad. That's pretty much the best part. Everything else is just, oh my gosh. It's just, ugh. 7+ hours of work right there. Okay, completely done. Mirrors. Have seen better days. Have definitely seen better days. Hood, not the best, not the worst. That's pretty much the best part. This part, pretty good too. Once you get to here down, that's where it gets pretty messy. It looks like saran wrap. Like you just threw some saran wrap on here, so maybe have that expectation. So this wasn't cheap. Like I said, $350 plus the supplies. I only used less than a gallon of distilled water. That's all you need. You only need one, let's see, 32-ounce bottle of alcohol to do all of it. Maybe a razor blade, like 2 towels, and the PPF. I'm gonna have this for about, I'm gonna say a year, if I can last that long, at least through winter, just so that I didn't buy it in vain. This took me over 7 hours to do, and that's about it. So, few takeaways. Get this at your own discretion. Maybe have someone help you. Maybe don't try this if you have a very complicated front end. This is very, very complicated. So if it's smoother, go for it. Have a heat gun. Learn from my mistakes. Have patience. I don't know what number I'm on. And just try your best. I mean, the goal was to save some money. Now I think I'm going to save so that I can get it professionally done later down the road. But for now, it's going to serve its purpose. It doesn't look the best. Hopefully it gets better over time as it sits in the sun. But yeah, it is what it is. So All right, guys, hope this helped. Learn from my mistakes. Hope you take into account some of the things I said, and I hope you have a great rest of your day. God bless. Bye.